So for years and years, and I won't go into all the details, but for years and years and years, I asked the Lord, what is it you want me to do? What am I supposed to do? What is the real purpose? And I wasn't a Christian until I was 30. I didn't become a Christian until I was 30, right before I married my wife. Anyway, it was on vacation in 2010, and my family and I were in Destin, Florida, and Destin, Florida, and I literally was wrestling with the Lord, literally wrestling. When Joshua and Caleb ripped their clothes, it was that kind of wrestling with the Lord. It's like, Lord, what is it that I'm supposed to do? And I'm literally telling the Lord what I want to do, okay? And I'm literally telling the Lord what I want to do. And I hear audibly, and when I say audibly, I hear it audibly. I hear it, name it what I tell you to name it, and I'll give it to you, okay? And I go right back into my sinful self, you could say, telling the Lord what I want to do. And I heard twice, very clearly, very audibly, name it what I tell you to name it, and I'll give it to you. And I literally kind of snapped too. It's super early in the morning, and I said, what do you want me to name it? And I heard one word. What was that word?
Joshua.
Joshua. That's the word I heard. I had no reason to hear Joshua. I didn't know a Joshua. I didn't watch any movies with Joshua. I honestly didn't even really know the story of Joshua. So there's no reason I should hear that word. So I got up that morning and I read Joshua. I basically read Joshua 1 through 9. Actually a little bit more than that. And like a flood, the Lord was telling me what he wanted me to do. Okay? So that sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty simple. It's like, okay, you got a dream. What really resonated in that was Joshua 1:9, and that is, have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous, to be not fearful or dismayed, but know that the Lord God is with you at all times. What's interesting about that is my whole life, I'm like crazy well-rounded in everything, okay? My whole life, I have had idea after idea after idea after idea of things to start companies with, for products, all sorts of things, but I've never done anything about it. It's just I dream about it, and I think, oh, that would be cool, but then I don't do anything about it because I'm like, well, I don't have the resources, I don't have this, I don't have that. Kind of like the Israelites with all their excuses why they can't take the promised land. So 2010 to 2014, I just got myself in the Word, and I listened to everything that I could listen to, and I literally I'm like, you know what, I'm starting a 501c3, and I did. I started in 2014, and I immediately started taking people on trips, and we went to Montana 1 year. We've done stuff in New Mexico, and we've done stuff here, and it was kind of like taking that bold step of faith. Okay, so a good example of that is when Joshua and Caleb had to cross the Jordan into the promised land. They had to take the ark, okay, and God told Joshua, go down to the edge of the river, which is at flood stage. Imagine that river up to 3/4 up that ravine and trying to cross it, okay? There's no way you're going to cross that river. No way. I don't care how narrow it is, okay? He said, put your foot in the water. You tell the tribesmen carrying the ark to put your foot in the water. And what did the Lord do? What did the Lord do?
He stopped the water.
He stopped the water. Where did he stop the water? Anybody know?
Not right there.
Not right there. Where did he stop it? He stopped it 3 miles upstream at a place called Adam. Okay? So before they even put their foot in the water, the Lord knew that if they just took that step of faith, that he would clear the path for them. And I feel the same thing with Joshua and Ministries, that if I will just continue to take that step of faith, that he will clear the path for this ministry. So my long-term goal is to take this ministry full-time. And I don't want to just do this full time. There's so many things that I want to do with the ministry that includes other ministries, includes a retreat center, includes missionaries, and just so many different pillars of this ministry. But right now I'm doing what? What am I doing right now?
This. This.
I'm doing what the Lord told me to do, and I am not wavering, okay? And I'll be honest with you, there have been a lot of opportunities in 17 years to do other things. Or I could have pursued other things on my own and said, I'm going to do this. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of this waiting. I'm going to do this. But I don't do it because I know the Lord gave me a promise. I heard it, and I'm going to stick to it. No matter what, I'll stick to it. I'd rather die in faith. I'd rather die in faith that this is going to work than to die trying my own thing and it not work. So y'all remember that about whatever the Lord puts on your heart, stick with it, okay? And if you know clearly what that is, stick with it. Don't waver. Don't waver from it. And don't let fear get in the way. Anyway, we'll hit more of this later.
So good.
Okay?
Come on, somebody.
Come on, somebody.